Broadcast.
Talk This Way.
Talk This Way podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your host, Andrew Luttrell, and I'm with my co-hosts, Ethan Russell. Almost said Ethan Milam. Ethan Russell.
What's going on, guys?
And Brandon Milam.
What's good?
What's good? So yeah, we watched Star Trek Beyond, the final episode in our 3-movie trilogy. That's what a trilogy is.
Of course.
The Kelvin timeline, as you can see from the DVD. So this movie is the most recent one out of all of them. And the only I think it's the newest Star Trek movie that's been released. I don't think they've released any other Star Trek movies. But I think they're in the process of making some or like thinking about it, right?
I think Quentin Tarantino was going to try to be making one or directing one.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if that's fully confirmed yet, but
Yeah.
I
heard
think in
something
his
about
own
it.
words, he said something like if he was going to do, like for his 10th movie, the R-rated Star Trek movie, that would be his last.
That would
I kind of don't want him to do it at the same time. I want more.
But you know how cool that would be?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be dope.
Burn some hippies. In this movie, what was your favorite sequence? Like, what was your favorite scene from this movie? And Brandon, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Okay, one scene that you really liked.
I know what you're going to pick, so I'm not going to pick that scene. I know
okay.
what you're thinking of.
I know, but you can pick it. We can all have the same favorite
I'm about
scene.
to have that too.
Let's do a triple's favorite scene.
Yeah, it's the Beastie Boys song.
Yes.
Exactly. He said, "Ah!"
That's the only lyrics I know from that song.
That song is so
I love
good.
that song. I love that
The
scene.
implementation of it too was
Literally, you're turning an entire planet into a subwoofer. It's amazing. So cool.
heck yeah.
That's my favorite. I know that's your favorite. Yeah, it's all of our favorites. Simple as that.
Mhm.
So, as well as you guys, but the audience, do you want to know why Alice Eve, otherwise known as Carol Marcus from Star Trek Into Darkness, was not? You want to know why she was not in this movie?
Wait, they have a
I have it
reason?
right here. Yes.
Oh,
I found
shoot.
it. I have a reason.
Lay it on us, dude. That's a clearing your throat right there.
In an article from Collider.com, a journalist says, appearing on the official Star Trek podcast, Simon Pegg explained why they made the decision not to include Marcus as part of the Star Trek Beyond mission. Quote, "With this, it felt like we would underserve her if we included her. She might end up feeling like she hasn't been given the amount of screen time she deserves. So rather than bring her in and just have her be a supporting role, like have her not be in this one, and when the time comes, bring her back. The worst thing to do would be to have her in this film and have the character be killed, and that felt like a cynical thing to do. We thought rather than have Carol Marcus not be used to a reasonable capacity, let's just not include her, but have her be alive, in canon, and ready to come back at any time." End quote.
I smell cap.
That's
I think they were just like, this is not an interesting character.
I
She's
agree.
just hot. We're going to keep her out of this.
Yes.
I agree with
because-
that.
It's our last movie, so we need to make it good.
Because J.J. Abrams did not direct this movie. I don't know if you guys know that.
I didn't know
Really?
that.
He produced it. There was a different director. I think I mentioned his name later, but it was a different director.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Was he the executive producer? Because there's a big difference between executive producer and producer.
I mean, it was Bad Robot that produced the movie, so I would assume executive. You know what I mean?
So, I don't know if you know this, but you know how in Marvel movies it says Stan Lee is the executive producer
Oh, yeah,
and all of it. He didn't have anything to do with the movie. It's only because those are his characters. And the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think. He directed it, but James Gunn was the executive producer because those were his characters. So in that sense, did he have anything to do with that movie?
He did. Like in the research that I did, he was on set.
Okay.
So he just wasn't in the director's chair. You know what I mean? He didn't
Then
fall
who
out of his
directed it?
He didn't fall out of his director's chair, is what I'm trying to say.
He didn't. Not this time. Not this time.
Not this time. Okay. So, I thought that was kind of sus. You know, a lot of the same things that you guys were saying. Like, it's just not. I was like, okay, that sounds like an excuse, Simon Pegg. You can come up with something better than that.
Yeah.
It almost would have been funnier for him to say she was too hot. or something like that. You know,
Too hot to be on
or
screen.
she grew out of her bathing suit or her underwear that she was in the second movie or something.
Dang.
Oh no, even sadder. She just gained a lot of weight. We're like, no.
Sheesh.
All right. So for those of you that haven't seen this movie, number one, I highly recommend you do. And number
good.
two, I'm going to do the story summary. So after stopping off at Starbase Yorktown, a remote outpost on the fringes of Federation space, the USS Enterprise, halfway into their 5-year mission, is destroyed by an unstoppable wave of unknown aliens. With the crew stranded on an unknown planet and with no apparent means of rescue, they find themselves fighting against a ruthless enemy with a well-earned hatred of the Federation and everything it stands for. Only a rebellious alien warrior can help them reunite and leave the planet to stop this deadly menace from beginning a possible galactic war.
Dang.
I think
Sounds
that was
like
really
every
good.
other one.
Right.
That every other bio for all of these movies. Some
True.
alien force is bad and wants to start a war.
Yeah.
That's basically, which I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But
Yeah.
kind of
You
like,
can say the same thing about Star Wars, if I'm being honest.
Yes. No. You.
I mean,
absolutely-
Force Awakens was just a New Hope.
Oh God.
Well, and
Copy and paste.
Death Star was they rebuilt the Death Star for 5 and 6, or for 6, I guess. 5 was kind of in between, but
Mm-hmm.
We could be here for like 3 hours talking about Star Wars.
let's not. This movie's budget was $185 million estimated. Opening weekend, it made $59 million, and then gross USA, it made $158 million, and then cumulative worldwide, it made $343 million.
Dang, it only made 348.
Consider it
Dang.
to the first movie, which had a $150 million budget. Its opening weekend made $75 million, compared to this one making $59, and then gross USA for the first movie. For the first Star Trek movie, made $257 million. And then cumulative worldwide, it made $385 million.
So it made more than the third one.
Yes. I
Dang.
wrote it here. This movie is made the least out of the first two. This is the least gross movie. Out of the first one made more, and the second one made more than this movie. Gross. Like worldwide cumulative.
Rip.
That's gross.
Everyone after everyone after Star Trek Darkness is like, all right.
Yes,
We out.
literally. They were like, that was a good one. It can't get better than this. Goodbye.
Yep. And they didn't.
Yep, but yeah. Anyway, I feel like the budget was way more, but the story sucked for this one. You know what I mean?
Because
Like, it wasn't
JJ
as
wasn't
good.
on it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And not to say anything against Simon Pegg, because Simon Pegg was the director along with someone else, but this story, or not the director. I'm sorry, he was the writer, along with another writer. So there's 2 people who wrote this movie. For the short amount of time that they had to write this movie, it's obvious. You can tell. So yeah. Anyway. All right, now it's time for 2 Truths and a Lie. The winner of this game is going to be awarded the brand new Magic Chair T-shirt.
Dude, I want it.
It's not gonna fit me, but I want it.
I want it.
It's all right. It's
What
pretty
size
cool.
is it?
It's a large.
Oh, shoot. This is about to be lit.
Ethan's like,
It's about-
that's my size.
That's my size.
I didn't know it. Are you a medium?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Stupid.
I don't know why
skinny
there's
people.
a huge difference between
I
medium
know.
and large.
it'd be
There
a
is.
bedtime shirt for you.
Yeah.
Wear it around the house. All right. The first Star Trek film ever to be shot primarily in Vancouver, British Columbia, and not in Hollywood. All existing sets, including those of the USS Enterprise, were rebuilt from scratch in a large studio in Vancouver. The second one is the song Sabotage by the Beastie Boys was almost not chosen because of royalty pricing and for the fact that it was already in the original, the first Star Trek film in the series. After negotiating with the royalty officers for the Beastie Boys record company, they came to an agreement and were able to put it into the film. The third one is J.J. Abrams declined to return to direct the third film because of his directorial obligation on Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. However, Abrams stayed on as a producer while screenwriter Robert Orci, I think that's how you pronounce it, one of the writers of the first 2 installments of the current franchise, was initially chosen to direct this film. Fortunately, Simon Pegg was finally decided to be the writer and co-director for the film.
I think the
Which one of
second
those?
one is Cap.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's false. Because that was kind of like like I said, all 3 of our favorite parts.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only part I remember of this movie.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
But
I'm gonna go with the second
you do
one.
choose that one?
Yep.
Okay.
I feel like that would make sense in a way because they've already done it.
Yeah.
In
Well,
the first one,
right.
Which I'm like, if they were able to do it in the first one, why not be able to do it in this one?
Well,
If their thing was money constraint, which
well,
it's
if you
not.
think about royalty pricing, like if you know anything about royalty laws and whatnot, like it costs a lot of money to play a popular like Suicide Squad. More than half of their budget, I assume, was for royalties. Or whatever. But yeah, I mean, royalties are expensive, but
Nah, it's 2.
could be lie. You both vote too?
It's 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you're right.
Yeah, boy.
Thought.
Yep. All right.
Yo, you always go on these tangents to try to save the answer to make sure it's like, well, there's
Actually.
well, actually, and we're always so like,
Okay. Here's the second set. Simon Pegg wrote most of Jayla's dialogue in broken English because of Sophia Boutella's French accent. I think that's how you pronounce that.
Mhm.
And then the second one is the reason for older Spock dying in this film was because actor Leonard Nimoy had already passed away in 2015, just a few months before they started filming this movie.
that sounds right.
And then
Yeah,
the third
true.
one is there was a man named James Kirk, who was the lead effects technician director in this film.
You know
How
how
are we
lit that
supposed
would
to know
be.
that?
That seems so stupid and so perfect to be true, but I feel like it is. I feel like those that seem so much like a lie are the only thing that they would put in the IMDb trivia. Like, is that kind of stuff. But that Simon Pegg thing also sounds right. And you have no idea what her name is. So it's that's definitely true. I think it's the third one.
I'll go with number 1.
You go with number 1, you go with the third one?
Mm-hmm. We're both wrong, right?
Seriously?
Leonard Nimoy didn't pass away during the filming of this movie.
When did he pass away?
Oh. He died like a year after its release, I believe.
Dang.
All I could think
Okay,
of
so the
was,
way-
he's
I need to
dead.
fact check it, but he wasn't like that's not
Okay,
why.
so
he
the
was
way
in this
that he
movie.
died still seems so shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Like it was out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like there was no
Yeah.
anything. It's like, oh, he's dead.
Oh no! I'm sorry. He died before the filming of this movie. That's what it is. Not during the filming of this movie. Like
So he died before 2015. Is what
right.
you're saying.
So they didn't even start filming for this movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like they were filming and then he died and they were like, oh crap, we got to write him out of the script. You know what I mean? It was
He was
like he
dead
was
before.
already dead. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what that's saying.
So we're both still 1-1.
Yep.
They knew he was getting old. They had to-
Right. Exactly. But yeah, there was actually a man named James Kirk.
That's so funny.
On set.
That is so funny.
He took a picture with Chris Pine. It was so fun. I'll see if I can post a picture or have the picture here.
That's so
All right.
funny.
Here's the next set. The scene where the Beastie Boys song Sabotage is playing was reshot several times because the actors were struggling to sync with the song as they filmed the scene. And then the second one is the shift in Sulu's sexual orientation caused a stir among fans. Some regarded it as a condescending example of tokenism. George Takei, I think, who played Sulu on the original series and who is gay in real life and a strong proponent of gay rights, disagreed with this shift, saying that the character Sulu has always been straight. And then the third one is, unlike Star Trek from 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness, Captain Kirk does not make out with an alien woman in his underwear, nor is he seen in bed with one in this movie.
That's true because I don't remember seeing that.
I'm going with the first one because that entire scene was CGI.
Right.
The whole thing.
Right.
So, like-
well,
Except the
yes,
scenes where they were inside doing like, you know what I mean? Like they were part of it, where they were like that dude was knocking his feet to the music, like that. That was real life. But I do agree with Brandon though with the sabotage thing.
I still smell Cap.
you still smell Cap.
Yeah.
What does
think
that
it's
mean?
that.
I don't even know.
I've never heard
Some
that.
internet
Sounds like
lingo.
something-
I haven't either. So you both vote one?
I think it's one.
You both think it's one? All
Mhm.
right, you're right.
Nice. So
You
we
are-
still
you are-
tied, bro.
You're in
We're
these
still
out.
tied.
Oh shoot!
There's only two more, so
God, we better lose. One
All
of us
right.
better lose because we don't want another tie like we did last time.
all right. You ready?
Yes.
This is the next one. The song "Sabotage" was also played in "This Means War" from 2012, starring Chris Pine and Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy played Proctor Sinson, the main villain in Star Trek Nemesis from 2002. And then the second one is when Captain Kirk proposed a toast to absent friends. The very next shot is centered on Anton Yelchin, who died shortly before this film's release. That was
Chekhov.
so basically they did a toast to him, like that was their tribute to him, is what this is saying. And then the third one is the original design of Yorktown, the big circle planet, was supposed to be like the moon in the movie Treasure Planet. However, the writers thought the design was too far-fetched and that no one would believe it.
I mean, I was kind of...
Believe
It was a little far-fetched when it came to the actual design that they decided on, but...
Right.
Dude, that... I think it's the first one.
First one being that Sabotage was played in a movie with Chris Pine already from
But
2012.
this means war?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a... Maybe I'm thinking of another movie.
And also, it's also saying that Tom Hardy, who was also in This Means War with Chris Pine, was also in a previous Star Trek movie.
It's either 1 or 3. Two seems very probable.
I'm gonna go with.
I'll do whatever
3.
you don't do.
I'll go with 3.
You're going to go with 3, the fact that the original Yorktown was supposed to be a different design?
Yeah, this is kind of hard.
Yeah?
This is the only hard one you've ever done. I'm kidding. That's what she said.
Those...
Giggity.
those 2 lies and 1 truth, those were hard. Those were really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Completely swapped it out.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's...
So you're voting for 1?
Yeah,
Song
I'm
Sabotage?
voting for 1. Brandon's voting for 3.
Okay.
Mhm.
Locked in, and it's the third one.
Dang it.
Hell yeah, let's go!
He's like, I'm about to get a shirt that's too big.
I mean, all I can do is tie now.
According to Idris Elba in a Facebook Live chat with Zoe Zildana, the black eye that Chris Pine has in the final fight scene, with Idris Elba is not makeup. It's real black eye that Pine got when they got a little too rough during filmmaking. And then the second one is the set for the crashing Enterprise scene cost the most out of any set they built and was the most dangerous considering it involved a 30-foot drop onto safety nets below. And then the third one is Star Trek Beyond has more aliens in it than the previous 2 films combined. Since it's the 50th anniversary, they wanted to create 50 new aliens.
Huh.
He's all kind of sounding a little trash.
Well, only one of them's trash, so...
That black eye did look really real, though. Low key, it kind of did. But that also sounds trash. That second one sounds right. The set for the crashing Enterprise scene costs the most money. Yeah. Paying actors to want to do that, I feel like that's true. Star Trek, the third one is still a little iffy to me, too. I'm like, that's kind of a weird 50th anniversary, 50 new aliens. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the third one.
You're
going
going
with
with
the third
the
one?
50 aliens thing?
Yeah, that doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
I'm going with the first one.
You're going with the first one?
It's like you would have put a lot of thought into the first one if that's true.
Yeah.
Facebook Live chat. Who does that?
You're both wrong.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was the set for crashing the Enterprise scene. It was the most money. I made that up.
Really?
Ah,
Yep.
you
So-
turd.
The shirt goes to Brandon.
Dang.
I got a new blanket.
This way shirt.
Shoot. I mean, I'll let you win.
It had nothing to do with the magic. I mean, you're in the magic chair, technically.
I'm in the magic chair and I'm Spot,
But now
so
Brandon's
I
got-
calculated this.
Oh.
This was
yes.
this is what was going to happen.
Did you also not have any emotion?
I also didn't get laid throughout all 3 of the movies.
Well, we don't know that.
No, we do. Spock has that attitude
No,
about him.
Spock is hung, bro.
All right.
Is he?
Hung, bro.
That's why he's so chill.
Here's your shirt.
Appreciate it. Here you go, Ethan. It fits you.
Thank you.
I don't want your.
This was also in my calculatedness. I knew this was going to happen too.
He's like, that's why I rigged Andrew to buy the size and buy the shirt in my size.
Yes.
That way I don't have to buy you a Christmas gift whenever that comes around.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Thanks.
Like,
Dang.
you can have the shirt back. Oh, man.
I did
Okay.
not calculate that.
All right. Now it's time for alternate endings. If you want to
That
leave your
I
noise?
don't know
own-
why I sounded like a monkey.
if you want to leave your own alternate ending, go to patreon.com/talkthisway, or follow me on Instagram at Andrew_Littrell, Littrell, or at Talk This Way Podcast on Instagram. We got one entry this time, so as always, the salty cow coming in clutch every time.
Salty cow is where it's at.
I asked what the gender was, and they said no.
They said rather not say.
Yeah, they said I prefer
Also
not to
known
say.
as attack helicopter.
But it was funny because the person replied, said, I thought it was kind of funny, you guys guessing, so let's keep it that way.
Yes, there we go.
So thank you, salty cow.
Thank you. Salty
Keeping
cow.
us guessing? Sounds like a woman to me.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it might not be.
Well, we just lost salty cow as a listener.
Salty cow, come back, please.
I'm sorry.
We didn't mean it.
Oh, man. Okay. So Salty Cow said, what if the bad guy did release the chemical thing into the planet? And the ending of this movie was like the ending of The Last of Us Part 2, where they beat the bad guy kind of just in time. Sad ending, but positive result.
Just not in time.
Right.
Dude.
It was worded a little bit weird. But
I would hate that.
I think that's what
Because
it's like.
if they did make one after that, which they haven't,
Yeah.
I'd be like, this seems like a cliffhanger,
Yeah.
and this is unless they had some way to like wrap that up in the third one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want another depressing movie, though.
I know.
I don't want another depressing ending to another thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely don't want what you said, but that's a cool alternate ending.
I wish
Like,
that was like part of the special, like edition, like the DVD, like the special features.
like an
that was-
alternate ending,
That
like
was like
an I Am
an
Legend.
actual alternate
I was
ending. Yeah.
thinking about that exactly like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Because
Dude.
I Am Legend ended similar, where they had like a happy ending and a sad ending. You know,
Mhm.
in
The
alternate
sad ending made me
endings-
mad. I was like, what the
Which
hell
one was
is
which? Was the alternate ending the sad ending? No, the alternate ending was the one where he let them have the zombie vampire thing, and then they walked away and he went home. The sad ending was the original or theatrical cut where he took the grenade and ran and blew up everybody. Right.
Mhm.
this? Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
That's a good movie.
that
highly
movie.
recommend.
Will Smith kills his dog.
Rip Samantha.
Sorry, guys. I had to. The Spock.
I'm Spock.
I'm an asshole. I'm Spock.
True.
Yeah, so be sure to join our Patreon for other awesome benefits, as well as the chance to leave your own alternate ending to our next movie that we're going to watch. But, guys, this is it, yo. We did it. We did it. Applause, applause.
Hey, what are we applauding?
Season 1 is done.
Finally,
Season
I'm
1
going
is
home.
over. I'm never coming back.
Brandon's
Goodbye,
like, this is the end
podcast.
of my contract.
Oh man, we did it, man. Season 1 is over. Oh, that's amazing.
What's
thank
next,
you
though?
guys. Thank you guys so much for
This has
listening
been
and supporting
fun.
us.
This has been a fun season,
Yes,
though. Low
yes.
key.
Getting it all started. Like me and Ethan had a podcast before this, but this was like mastering the craft kind of thing. Like obviously we're not perfect, but we've been able to see the progression of us getting better and getting more people to listen, all that kind of thing. So thank you guys for listening and supporting us.
Well, the problem with the last podcast is that I wasn't in it.
True. That's
So-
true. That's true.
No, I'm kidding.
Brandon have it so we could have we could finally do a two truths and a lie, and it would actually make sense.
Right.
For something like this.
Exactly.
You could do it with two people, but it'd be the most boring thing ever.
Yeah.
But
But yes, as promised, we're going to do a live stream on the podcast Instagram. So be sure to
Yes.
follow Talk This Way Podcast on Instagram. I'll link it below in the description. Be sure to
Legit.
follow it so that you can do it. I don't have a date for that yet, but during the live stream, we're going to be giving away this Blu-ray DVD, brand new, never open kind of thing, to you guys, to one of the people on the stream, along with a Director Fell Out of His Chair shirt, which is new. I just released that, except that's a Patreon only shirt. So if you don't want to become a Patreon, this is your only chance to snag one. If you want to become a Patreon, though, you'll have access to it. So you get one of those, and then you'll also get a Magic Chair T-shirt, so you too can have good luck at home
Yes.
during our game. And then
imbued with the dust scraped off of the magic chair into the shirt process. I'm serious. No, I'm not serious. Don't hold me to that.
It's Cheeto dust. That's the
Cheeto
secret.
dust. It's actually Cheeto dust.
it's belly button lint. Anyway,
Mm.
so you get those two shirts, and then you also, and these will all be three separate giveaways. So 4 people will get a chance to do it because the last one is going to be the black Talk This Way shirt that I've been wearing since before we did the Star Trek one.
Heck
So,
yeah.
4 lucky people will get a chance to get free stuff. So be sure to join into that. And then along with season 2, I'm going to be revamping everything, like the new merch, new Patreon, new Instagram, like all of it new. So it's gonna be super cool. So stay tuned for that.
yeah.
I'm also not gonna announce the next movie trilogy. You'll have to tune into the live stream to hear what it is. But I can give you a hint in the sense of it is probably the most popular movie company or movie franchise ever.
It's Star Wars.
Yeah, not that. Yeah. So
The one that
be
didn't
sure to
crash
join
and
us.
burn.
Right.
Yet.
Right.
Yet.
Okay, so guys, if you could rate this movie 1 out of 100 Jeep mailbox sandwiches, how many would it be?
What? Oh. I was like,
He's
okay.
like, that doesn't make any sense.
I didn't
Rip.
want to say it now, but I looked over at your tablet before you said that, and I saw that, and I was like, I was laughing. I was like, bro, that's terrible. I would say probably about 85.
For this movie. Why is that?
It's not as good as Star Trek Into Darkness.
Yep, I agree.
It's not as good. Just as a whole movie, it's not as good.
Yep.
But like my favorite scene is in this movie, which was the Beastie Boys sabotage,
Yep.
sequence. That was awesome. But I don't know. Like I feel like I don't know what I gave the Star Trek, like the original Star Trek score, but I feel like it's almost even lower than that. Like I feel like I like Star Trek Beyond the least. I mean, Star Trek Beyond and Star Trek are about the same.
Yeah.
I say like I'm a little bit lower than the original Star Trek. So like,
yeah. I mean, you can say that you like the first one more than this one, but give it a higher rating as far as movies go. You know what I mean? Especially if you can't remember, but you know.
I think 85 is a good.
Yeah,
Because I think it
that's
was
a solid
enjoyable.
number.
I liked it, but
Mhm.
there wasn't anything like super special about
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Right.
85 smashed mailbox sandwich, Jeep mailbox sandwiches out of 100. That's probably what I have to give it now.
If you guys don't understand that reference, the guy who played what's his name again?
Chekhov?
Jackoff.
Jackoff?
Jekov. That actor died in a freak or tragic Jeep mailbox accident. He went down to check his mail and his Jeep was not in park and it crushed him.
And we're here to disrespect the dead. That's what this podcast is
little bit.
about.
No,
No, I'm
Rip
just kidding.
Rip Chekhov. I don't know his name because I don't care.
I'm sure he's up in heaven laughing at our jokes.
He is.
So Brandon, what would you rate this movie?
He's out there like, screw you, assholes.
I'm Chekhov. By Chekhov in real
What
life.
are you doing to my name? That's Russian. Like,
That was like Irish.
I don't know what that
What are you
was.
doing to my name?
Canadian.
Eh? Okay, let's
I'm
regroup.
muting all of that. Okay,
It's staying.
what was your rating?
Y'all gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna give it a whole probably 68
Okay.
out of 100.
Yeah.
That's
Why is
Simply
that?
because the second one was like twice as good
Mhm.
as,
Yeah, I
as the
agree.
third one.
Yeah.
this
Um,
one. I think is just forgettable.
Mhm.
I think that's the thing.
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that actually, but I feel like this one was too centered around a character no one cared about.
Mhm.
The
Yes.
the alien. I don't know
Yeah.
her name. I don't know
Idris
her
Elba.
name.
Yes.
Oh, that chick.
Yes.
Jayla.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
but him as well. But
Yeah.
they're
Idris
just
Elba.
really bland.
Yeah.
They
I
were
guess.
very bland.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
And I didn't put it in here because I think I must have thought it was going to be on the trivia, or maybe I read it on the trivia and didn't put it in here. But the script was written in 2 or 3 months, I think, by Simon Pegg and one other person. Like literally, the Warner brother or whoever produced this, or not produced it, released it. Is it Universal? I can't remember. But anyway, whoever did it came up to them and was like, "Hey, we need a script, and we are not using the other writers." So Simon Pegg was like, "Oh, okay."
yeah.
So it was written very, very fast, is what I'm trying to say. So,
Yeah.
and you, like I said at the beginning of the podcast, you can tell that it was written fast because that's what it feels like. So,
hmm
anyway,
I agree.
all right. Well,
What about you, Saga?
second one was way better. I liked the first one a lot. This one just had so much action in it, and I have such good memories of this one, like going and watching it with Dawn. Shout out Dawn.
Mhm.
Just I think I like the first one more than this one, and the second one, obviously. The second one's my favorite, but I think this one's my least favorite out of all three of them. But I would give this movie probably an 85 like you. Just because I liked it. It wasn't a bad movie. Like, I actually enjoyed watching it. I would watch it again.
Yeah.
You know, and I have really good memories from it. But as a movie as a whole, it's not that great, you know.
Mhm.
But it's a good movie, so anyway.
Heck
But
yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you in season 2. Scotty. Hold on. Scotty, beam us up.